I want to talk to you guys about weird ass countries that I've been briefly looking into on the map here. And I have to get this rant out. You look at a country like Brunei, just look at that country. Seriously, what the hell? Why is that country even there? It's like this tiny, nothing little piece of land. It's right next to Malaysia. And they got a king who looks like a psychopath. And then you look at the wife and she has the hijab on. And, you can tell just by looking at her, she's the type of woman who would be like, oh, yes, Islam, religion, very, very important for society, et cetera, et cetera. And then behind closed doors, they're like trafficking kids or something like that. Like there's something about certain countries when you look at them just on a map, like you don't even have to research the country. You just look at the country on its geographical location. You can just see its position. Like, okay, there's some weird stuff going on in that country. Like, there's a lot of sex trafficking going on. They're not doing anything to stop it. They got some media spokesperson. You know what I'm talking about, right? They got some media spokesperson who's like, no, we are doing we are doing reforms. Every really, really shitty country does this game where they got some spokesperson who's not even that good at talking, by the way, but that's the best guy they can find. It's like, this guy, he's the best guy, right? He's really good at talking, but he's really terrible at arguing for any position. And he'll go in front of a camera in Germany somewhere and be like, we are doing reforms. When you hear someone from another country saying we're doing reforms, you know that country is really, really messed up and stay away from it. But you look at some place like Brunei, it's this little piece of land next to Malaysia. And you're like, okay, you see this little tiny country and it's in the midst of all these really big countries. And you're like, okay, why is that country even existing? Like, why is it even there? What the hell is the purpose of it? Some people formed that country out for some weird ass nefarious reasons. Like Delaware. What the hell is the purpose of Delaware? Like, what is the purpose of this state? I drove past Delaware years ago. It's like, you're in and you're out, You go into Delaware and it's like, where's the capital? You're in it. The whole damn state is the capital. And you're thinking, this state is so damn small. You know very well that whoever carved this state out of the map did so for some nefarious reasons, like something to do with taxes, something to do with money, whatever. It's just so tiny. You have to question the justification for its existence. Like, what is the purpose of this? Rhode Island. What the hell is the purpose of that little state? There's nothing there. There's no one living there. But then you look at a country like Brunei. The population of Brunei is like 450,000 people. That's the population. Literally, the city of freaking Houston's got more people than the whole country of Brunei. And they're like, oh, yes, beautiful country, et cetera, et cetera. And they got this king who looks like a complete psychopath. And like, for some reason, countries today that have kings, they tend to be really, really weird. Have you ever noticed that? They tend to be really weird. There's some reason for that. I can't exactly like pinpoint it, but it probably has something to do with like the people just like wanting someone to do everything for them, and they don't want, like, there's no outside force to keep whatever they're doing in check. Like, we got this one guy, he does exactly what we want him to do, and that's it. Like, don't tell us what to do. But there's just something there's just something about a country having a king where that for some reason that country is doing some really, really weird stuff. Like, I actually looked a little bit into sex trafficking in Brunei, and it's like there's no one there to stop sex trafficking. Like, no one gives a crap. They have so much sex trafficking there, and the country, the king, the monarchy over there has done absolutely nothing to really stop it. Like, they're not really doing much to counter sex trafficking. But when you look at that country, it's like this little tiny country. It's carved out. It's in the middle of all these other big countries. Like, okay, come on. That's the type of country where, somebody can open up a bank account offshore. They got a bunch of sex trafficking going on in there, most likely organs trafficking. It's like Micronesia. Like, what the hell is Micronesia? Is that even a country? It's just a giant bank. That's all it is. It's just a big giant ass bank. It's just a place where rich ass people can go there, invest a bunch of money, and not pay taxes on it. That's pretty much what it is. It's just it's an offshore banking place. It's not a country. It's a bank. It's like Switzerland. It's not a country. It's a bank. All of the restaurants in Switzerland, that's basically like all the restaurants around the local bank that you go to. That's pretty much what it is. It's like Liechtenstein. Like, what the hell? That's not a country. That's like a little bank. Well, it's a really big bank, but it's this little tiny piece of land with a bunch of banks in it. It's just a place where people can put their money in, offshore banking, and that's pretty much it. And then you look at a country like Saudi Arabia. It's like they have this royalty, and they got all these members of the royal class, and they have all this prestige and these big ass buildings, and it's all just a giant shell. It's a freaking shell. That's all it is, man. It's just a freaking shell. It's not even a country. It's not a country. It's a giant slave labor camp because they got more slaves in those Arab Peninsula countries than anyone else. They got all these slaves there from the Philippines, from India, from Africa, and then you look at a place like Dubai. Like, what the hell is that? Like, Dubai. That's not a country. That's just a giant slave labor camp. It's not a country. And you see like this giant hotel in Dubai, and they got like, the finest ivory straight from the elephants of Africa, the finest gold from India, and they got like, tapestries from, I don't know, Africa somewhere or whatever. And they got some psychopath Arab guy running the whole hotel, and he's like, yes, I am the one maintaining the entire, majesty of this edifice, and all the things you see here, it's all the highest quality, gold from India, ivory straight from the elephants of Africa, tapestries straight from Bangladesh. It's like, this is a bunch of slave labor stuff. Come on. We all know you guys are sex trafficking kids and all this stuff. And there's no one in the hotel. It's like, okay, you got all this gold and you got all this ivory here. Who the hell's paying for it? There's nobody in the building. There's no one in the building. There's nothing going on here. And you see some like little Filipino woman. She's vacuum cleaning the carpet. And this psycho Arab guy is like, you missed a spot right there. 1 inch away from where you are. You missed a spot right there. It's like you have this little, you got this little Filipino woman there. She's vacuum cleaning. Dubai reminds me of like that part of the video game. You know what I'm talking about? Like the place in the video game where you got like 5 NPCs walking around and that's it. And you're like, what's going on in this game? It's like you beat the whole game, you beat all the levels, and all you got is like the open world thing where you can just walk around and, I don't know, shoot people in the video game. And they got like 5 NPCs walking around and, saying random crap to you. Like that's what Dubai reminds me of. You got all these buildings there and they're all empty. There's nothing there. You got all the cars, the parking lots there, and you got some cars there, but no one's driving them. It's like people drop their cars off there and then they fly off to Paris so they can bang French hookers. There's nothing there. Like there's no one there. And then you look at this hotel in Dubai, right? And you got like some African woman and her son in a store in the hotel where they're selling gold, right? They're selling gold jewelry and all that, diamonds, gold jewelry. Probably got the diamonds from some poor slave shop in Africa where they chop people's hands off. And they have some African woman there, and it's like, this is the queen of some African country you've never heard of before. It's like you got no people in this building, nothing, just a bunch of slaves from the Philippines, India, little old lady vacuum cleaning. There's no one there. You have no idea how the hell they're maintaining this damn thing. And then they have some queen of an African country you've never heard of before. It's like, this is the queen of, I don't know, like Guinea-Bissau or whatever, and her son is there, and she's buying her son like fine quality gold jewelry and stuff, and you're like, we all know that you got the freaking Prince of Zamunda over here, and you all know what kind of guy he is. He's the type of guy you see him in Paris somewhere, and he's like banging hookers, drinking alcohol or whatever, and you read about it in the news, like the prince of some African country you've never heard of before was found in Paris. He was speeding and he got caught, and like, no, it's like in the back of a newspaper somewhere, like no one cares. It's just such a depressing sight. And then you look at a country like Brunei. I mean, look at the capital of freaking Brunei. Look at the name of the capital. Bandar Seri Begawan. Like I had to look that up because I can't remember that crap. Who the hell lives in this city? There's no one there. I was looking at videos on YouTube of this thing, and they got like nightlife in, hold on, I got to look this up because I can't remember this damn name. Nightlife in Bandar Seri Begawan. And it's like, there's no one there. You got all these buildings there. You got some giant palace there. You'll see a giant palace in this place, and they say it's a mosque or whatever. It looks like something from Aladdin. It's like, who the hell lives in this place? This is fantasy land. This is freaking fantasy land. You look at a country like Qatar, they got the king of Qatar, the royal family, etc., blah, blah, blah. And it's just a bunch of slaves living there. Slaves from the Philippines, India, Africa. They're doing all the work. There's no one living there. It's like 12 people living there, 50 million slaves. It's just a giant slave population. It's worse than the Roman Empire. I'm not even exaggerating this. The city of Mogadishu in Somalia, where Black Hawk Down happened? The city of Mogadishu has more vibrancy than Brunei and Dubai put together. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, Mogadishu's got more life than those places. For some reason, you look at some of these countries where they got all this offshore banking and sex trafficking that happens without any sort of government intervention or whatever. And everywhere you go, it looks like Pyongyang, North Korea. That's what it looks like. It's just empty shells, nothing there. Everything is empty. It's depressing. It's lonely. It's just an empty place. But you have these countries that have these perceptions. They have these facades of royalty, facades of fanciness. And you look at, like, for example, England. We got the Queen of England, and you got the royal family, and you got all the guards who don't have any facial expressions, and have all the Queen's guards and the Queen's men, and blah, 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 blah. And then you go to England, and I'm not even joking. In England, they have these products that'll have these tags on them that'll say, like, approved by the Queen herself or something. Like, you'll see a jar of pickles. It'll be like approved by the Queen. And it turns out that what this means is that basically if the Queen eats something and she likes it, they'll put a tag on the product saying approved by the Queen, which means that there's a bunch of crap that she didn't like and they didn't get the tag. But I'm thinking, like, what wise guy schemer thought of this marketing strategy? Like, all right, mate, this is how it's gonna go. All right, the Queen eats something, right? All right, let me get a more slimier voice than that. Okay, all right, guys, this is how it's gonna go. Okay, the Queen eats something, right? She likes it, right? Put a little tag on there that says approved by the Queen. Sales will go up by 50% guaranteed. 50%. Like, somebody came up with that scheme. But people in England, they love the Queen so much. I even read this article that said that people in England, they love the Queen, but they hate the royal family. So they're like, oh, they're a bunch of just rich, greedy, posh bastards. But the Queen, she's great, mate. I love her. And they had this facade like tea time and la 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 la. But people worship the Queen so much, it really makes you wonder what the hell is going to happen in that country when she dies. Like, what's going to happen? Are there going to be riots? Is there going to be a revolution? Is there going to be like a French Revolution style thing where they just kill the whole royal family? Maybe that's why they told that guy, who was that guy, Henry or whatever? He married a girl who was, he married a black girl, and people were losing their minds about it. Remember they told him to leave? I'm wondering why they did that. I'm wondering why. It makes you wonder. I'm thinking because he didn't marry a woman who was pure white, pure Anglo-Saxon or whatever. And they're like, listen, she's not of the pure line, mate. She got to go, okay? Perhaps that's what happened. I don't know. I've heard that the royal family in England is obsessed with, like, being of pure Anglo-Saxon lineage or something like that. But it makes you wonder, like, that's probably the reason why they're working so hard to keep this woman alive. Like, they've probably given her, like, 50 different heart transplants. She's got like 20 different liver transplants, kidney transplants, just to keep this woman alive. Because maybe, James Bond in MI6 is they're thinking, if this woman dies, it's all over. We have to keep this woman alive. You never know. One day, she'll probably die, and they'll just make a bunch of deep fakes of her walking around to make people think that she's still alive. Like, she'll die and they'll keep it a secret. They won't tell anyone. They won't tell a single soul. Only with the exception of a few people in like intelligence and of course in the royal family will know that the Queen has died, and her tomb is going to be in a secret ass location somewhere in a forest. And they'll just do a bunch of deep fakes, a bunch of CGI, digitized images of the Queen walking around. They'll be completely fake, but they'll be so realistically done that people will think that the Queen is still alive. And they'll have, like, you'll see those British tabloidal magazines, I don't know, like the Sun or like the Daily mail or whatever, and they'll be like, "Look at what the Queen's wearing today," and it's like the picture's completely fake. Then they're gonna have like some fake interview of the Queen. It's gonna be some CGI animated video of the Queen, but it's gonna look so real that it'll fool the whole world, except for 007, of course. And they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's gonna be like the year 2050, and she's still gonna be alive." Be like, "Your Majesty, what is your secret for living so long? What is your secret for longevity?" And she'll say something like, "Oh, laugh all the time. Be positive. Laugh at yourself. That's the secret to living a long time. Eat what you want and get plenty of sleep." And there's going to be at least one guy somewhere in like the south of England or the north of England, because those are where the real crazies live. There's going to be at least one guy who's going to be, morbidly obese. His doctor's like, "Listen, you're going to be dead in 5 months if you stop if you keep this crap up." And he'll say something like, "Well, the Queen said to eat whatever you can't pronounce the T's when you're doing the English accent. The Queen said that you should eat whatever you want, get plenty of sleep, and laugh. Well, I'm laughing all the time because I'm going to the pub, drinking a lot of alcohol. That promotes laughter, mate. Eating whatever I want. I'm eating the pie and chips every single day. And, mate, I sleep all day, okay? I'm going to live forever. If the Queen's still alive," and the doctor's going to be like, "Listen, mate, you're going to be dead in 5 months if you keep this up. I swear, if you eat one more pie and chips, if you drink one more pint of beer," you're drinking 40 pints of beer, mate. "And if you drink one more pint of beer, I'm not going to be a doctor anymore. I refuse to be a doctor," okay? And that's that. "But the Queen said," listen, mate, those interviews are fake, mate. They're fake. And then someone is going to be like, "Where's her tomb?" Someone's going to find the tomb of the Queen of England. Someone's going to find the tomb, the grave. It's going to be like in a forest somewhere, in the deepest parts of the rural areas of England, Yorkshire or somewhere, I don't know. And they're going to find the tomb of the Queen of England, and they're going to find like a bunch of people with black capes on. They're all going to be holding torches, and they're going to do like human sacrifices over the tomb. They're going to be like, "Bloody hell, mate, we found the tomb, but they got a cult around the whole thing, mate. They're killing someone over it. They're shedding the blood." And then as they're doing like the crazy demonic ritual, they're going to be like, "God save the Queen. Long live the Queen. Long live the Queen." And be like, "Bloody hell, mate, we found the tomb. We found her tomb, mate, but they're doing some crazy, crazy bloody stuff over there, mate. Stay the hell away from it. It's all fake. Don't believe any of the interviews. It's all fake. They're deep fakes, mate." Big old conspiracy is going to spread around. "The Queen is actually dead." And then everyone in like the BBC is going to be like, "Well, that theory's been completely debunked. It's all a bunch of conspiracy theory nonsense." But you look at, the whole facade of Englishness, right? The Queen, the royal family, and, the posh dinners, and the British tea, and the English gardens, and all this history, and all of this prestige, and all of this facade, and all this perception of fanciness. And behind all of it is a bunch of dark-ass, sinister, satanic shit. And anyone who has studied the inner... anyone who's actually looked into like the occultic character of England will know that behind all that prestige, behind all of that facade, behind all of the bullshit, you find a bunch of sinister, dark stuff. Pedophilia, Freemasonry, all that weird stuff goes on in England. It's like, it reminds me of Saudi Arabia. You got the royal family and thousands of people who are royalty, and then behind closed doors, they're like trafficking little kids from Eastern Europe. This goes on in Saudi Arabia. They're trafficking little children, boys and girls. They're doing organs trafficking, and they're taking, they'll actually take organs from people who were murdered. Like really, really sick stuff has gone on. Behind all of the prestige in Saudi Arabia, guess what? It's no different in England. It's just like that. You hear stories of like pedophilia that's gone on without any sort of punishment, any sort of intervention, sex trafficking, really, really perverted stuff that goes on in the circle of the elites of Great Britain, and that kind of stuff goes on in America too. Pizzagate with the emails, I'm not talking about the Comet Pizza restaurant, but you look at those emails, those are some bizarre-ass emails, and they make you truly, truly think what the hell is going on behind behind closed doors, behind the curtains of it all, behind all the prestige. And yeah, it's just bizarre. You know, they got all the prestige, all that stuff, and then behind closed doors, it's like, if this goes out, mate, you got James Bond paying a visit to your house, and you'll end up dead. I mean, it's just bizarre. The whole thing is very bizarre. But that's why I find these things to be fascinating, but at the same time, they're very, very dark subjects. But yeah, those are my thoughts for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. Hope you guys have learned something from this message. You guys just heard some theology. God bless.